Hey everyone, welcome to our AP Literature podcast. Today we're diving into Hunters in the Snow by Tobias Wolff.
Yeah, this story is cold.
Go. Just read.
Alright, just read.
Alright, we can do it. Come on.
Yeah, this story's cold. Like, literally and figuratively. In the title, it's literally called Hunters in the Snow, and I feel like that's foreshadowing what's going to happen into the story.
We'll be exploring how the environment mirrors the characters' inner lives, the relationship between cruelty and shame, power dynamics, and how their friendship changes from start to finish.
And of course, we'll be debating a few of our own takes, so feel free to argue. Or totally disagree, as we go.
Alright, let's get into it. How does the cold weather and hostile environment relate to the story's overall meaning?
So, for me, the cold weather in Hunters in the Snow doesn't just set the scene. It reflects the emotional and moral coldness of the characters. The men are literally surrounded by snow and ice, but their hearts are just as frozen.
I totally agree. It's like the weather kind of like mirrors the selfishness and lack of empathy that the men have. Every time something cruel happens, it's like paired with this biting and unforgiving landscape.
I totally agree. It's almost like nature's judging. It's harsh, indifferent, and cold, just like they are to each other.
I would even say the cold isolates them, too. When they're stuck out there, it's like the world outside doesn't care what happens to them. That really reinforces the theme of human emptiness.
Yeah, and by the end, when they're driving Kenny to the hospital, or they're actually going the wrong way, that cold just feels endless. It's not just the temperature, it's emotional prospect.
That's a good way to put it. The setting traps them in their own cruelty. The environment becomes almost like another character, cold, silent, and uncaring. How does the story explore the interplay between cruelty and shame in the characters' interactions?
The story is basically a study of cruelty and shame feeding off of each other. In the book, Kenny bullies Tub constantly, calling him names, making him feel small, but that cruelty comes from Kenny's own need to feel powerful.
And Tubbs' insecurities about his weight makes him lash out too. He hides food, lies about it, and then when he's pushed too far, he shoots Kenny. That moment shows how shame can explode into cruelty.
Right. And then Frank's whole different kind of cruel. He pretends to be sympathetic, like when he tells Tub to open up, but he's really manipulating him. It's emotional cruelty disguised as friendship.
That part really creeped me out. Frank's fake empathy just makes Tub feel like they're bonding, but it's all based on lies. It's like they're trying to ease their own guilt by turning on someone else.
So the cruelty and shame keep bouncing back and forth. No one's innocent. It's like a cycle that they can't escape from.
Yeah, and I think Wolf uses that to show how people hurt others just to feel better about themselves. That's what makes the story so disturbing. It's painfully human.
Totally, the snow might melt everywhere, but their guilt and shame are permanent.
How does the power dynamic between Kenny, Tub, and Frank shift throughout the story?
At the beginning, Kenny's definitely in charge. He's loud, confident, always teasing Tub, and Frank backs him up like a sidekick.
Yeah, Kenny set the tone. Tub basically the punching bag at first, but when Kenny starts waving his gun around and kills the dog, the tension finally snaps.
And then Tubbs shoots him. That's the turning point. Suddenly, the power flips. Tub, who was always the weakest, becomes the one in control.
Exactly. And Frank switches sides so fast. As soon as Kenny's down, Frank bonds with Tub. It's like he's drawn to whoever got the power at the moment.
That's such a good point. Frank's loyalty is totally fake. He just wanted to feel superior to someone, no matter who it is.
Right, and by the end, they're both in control of Kenny's life. Literally. He's bleeding in the truck bed, completely powerless, and they're too selfish to actually save him.
It's wild how the story starts with Kenny mocking Tub, but ends with Tub and Frank unknowingly leaving Kenny to die. That reversal says everything about their so-called friendship. How does the relationship between the three friends change from the beginning to the end?
At the start, They seem like a typical group of friends. Some teasing, some junk. Alright, some jokes. But as the story goes on, it's obvious there's no real loyalty there.
Yeah, the friendship turns into survival. They care more about their own comfort than about actually helping Kenny.
It's almost like the real hunt isn't about animals. It's about each other. They're hunting for dominance, control, and validation. And by the end,
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Tub and Kenny get
Tub and Frank. Bro. Mariah,
Just read it.
Tub and Frank are totally absorbed in their own secret in lives.
They forget about Kenny in the back of the truck. That neglect shows just how big their connection really is. It's so ironic. Kenny's the one who started all the cruelty, but he ended up being the victim of it in the end.
Yeah, and all that irony brings us to our next question pretty perfectly, which is, what role does irony play in the story's ending, and how did it affect the reader's interpretation?
Irony's everything in the ending.
Tub and Frank think they're saving Kenny, but the narrator tells us they're driving the wrong way.
It's darkly funny, but also chilling. The reader knows Kenny's doomed. But Tub and Frank are too wrapped up in their own egos to notice.
That twist really hits hard. You realize that the so-called friendship was just a facade. It turns the story into a moral mirror for the reader. Like, how selfish are we really?
Yeah, it makes you uncomfortable in the best way. You're forced to see how easy people can convince themselves they're doing the right thing. Additionally, how does Wolf use dialogue and small details to build tension and reveal power dynamics?
Wolf's dialogue is very realistic. It's short, sharp, and often passive-aggressive. Every little comment adds tension.
Yeah, like when Kenny mocks Tub about his weight, it seems small, but it builds the direct current of resentment that explodes later.
And the small details matter too. The cold breath, the slippery snow, the silence between them, all of that creates pressure before the balance even happens.
It's like the dialogue's doing double duty. It's not just conversation, it's a power struggle. Every word's a weapon.
Exactly. Wolf doesn't need big dramatic speeches. The tension comes from what's not said. And that's what makes the story feel so real and uncomfortable.
So, to wrap up, Hunters in the Snow isn't really about hunting at all. It's about human nature, how cruelty, shame, and selfishness can freeze people from the inside out.
And how a cold environment can reveal the coldest parts of us all.
It's honest. It's honestly a reminder that friendship without empathy isn't friendship at all. Yeah, it's a dark story, but it's real. Because people do this. They turn on each other, even when they pretend to care.
And in my opinion, that's what makes Tobias Wolff's writing so powerful. He exposes what's beneath the surface, making the readers have to dig deeper.
All right. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for listening. Stay warm out there.
Bye! Hi, Corey and Judah. Would you guys like to say how you guys felt about Hunters in the Snow?
Yeah, is that thing on?
Yes.
You go first.
Alright, can I get a question?
No, we just want your opinion on it.
Oh, my opinion on it?
Yeah.
Peep. I really like the setting of the book. You know, the characters were not really relatable, but you know, the fun thing, I don't like to relate to every character ever in the history of the universe. It was really wild because, bro, he said that he liked that little 16, 13-year-old girl, bro, and he was like, he wants that to be his wife, and he hated his girlfriend, he hated his wife, and he wanted to cheat on her with the Joes. And, You know?
How about you talk about like the friend dynamic? Like, how did you feel about that? Like, how did it change from the beginning to the end?
I feel like you know, I forgot their names. It's been a while, right?
You're good.
But the one that got shot, you know, he was like you know, he wasn't a hothead, but he didn't deserve to get shot. He didn't deserve to get shot. But the two that didn't get shot, they started developing this bond, the secret of bond, like knowing that they both connected in their brains that like, yeah, they're not saving this guy. And so, you know, throughout the story, it was like, oh yeah, we gotta go help him. He's like, oh my god, what did you do? Why did you shoot him? He was like, oh my god, just throw him in the back. We gotta take him to the hospital. To the end, it was like, we're not taking him to the hospital.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm not done.
Sorry.
You know, and the poor guy, you know, right? He didn't even like,
Sorry.
like, and they just left him all alone in the back. Like he wasn't his friend, even though he was the victim. They unfriended him, even though he was the one that got killed.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and thank you for your input.
Yeah, of course.
Judah?
Yeah, I think that was 15 minutes. So.
No. I think it was
Yeah, that's
11.
11. I ain't gonna lie, turn it off and just get to 0.
No.
Bro, it has to be 12. You're good.
Okay, go.
I'm not yet. I thought the book was pretty stupid.
We read The Destructors. It was a good book. Like, what do you want me to say, bro?
Okay. It's like sitting at an interview. Okay. I think it was interesting just because they had like such a different broad group of friends, and they all kind of like what was his name? The main character, he like pretty much got bullied by like the entirety of his friend group, and it just told us like how that could lead him to like do these crazy things, and like just not something we usually expect from like a group of friends. Like it was just such a toxic relationship they all had, and they all kind of showed like what that could lead to a person doing, like if you did those things, or like if people treated you like that could lead you to create such actions. So,
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
You have to cut
It was
their
a good
names
book.
out.
are y'all
What was your favorite part?
Whenever they found out Frank was with that babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you learn from it?
People can be like deceiving, you know.
is he letting you guys?
Weather can like influence how people feel, I guess.
How would you use it in your everyday life?
Like what you learned.
Yeah.
Just stay away from like little girls.
Oh no, not that part. But like the friend
The book
dynamic.
itself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I blanked out. I forgot.
Just like, you know, have a good friend group to be around. Don't pick bad people.
How do you feel like the title of the book like kind of foreshadowed what, like not foreshadowed, but
They weren't hunting like animals. They were like hunting each other, I guess, or
One of the
hunting
Kenny.
power?
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
pretty much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brody, for your time.
Brody, Dr. Thank you.